5,
4,
3, 2,
1.
Paulie here. What's happening, everybody? ¿Cómo estás? Whether you are with us on the slant or on our other friends' channels, everyone is welcomed. Friday nights, it's TNT trilogies and timelines. This is our official second edition, but we've done this 3 weeks in a row now. So I think we're going to keep this little stream going. And as you can see down below, what we're doing every Friday is we're taking your favorite IP, whether it's a trilogy or a timeline. That's like more than 4, sometimes it's 6, and breaking them down, having fun. Everything from the Star Wars to Aliens, The Conjuring, all kinds of genres. But they do have to have at least 3 movies in the IP. Can't be 2. Got to be 3. So yeah, maybe even The Godfather. But that's what we're doing every week and every Friday. And we put together, and every Friday it's almost a different group of friends, but I always want to keep it fun and exciting. So that is also a kind of like cool factor. And new people get to stream with new people, and new people get to be in the chat with other new people. I think that sounds good. It does sound good. Okay, speaking of sounding good, let's bring in the man himself, our producer. ¿Qué pasó? What's happening, man? Are you excited this Friday night?
Friday night, and we're screaming away. Woo, 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 woo.
Now, let me get this straight. You have not seen Screams, any of the Screams?
Any of the Screams, yeah. The only Scream I've seen is Ice Cream.
Have you seen the Acolyte? It's a Spice Scream.
Yes, that's the Spice Scream. I got that one.
All right, that's our only That's the only Acolyte reference tonight. We're gonna have fun. Well, cool, man. What do we got going on in the chat, in the Latino Slant chat?
Oh, we got early comers stepping in. We got like Larry. We got friends of the channel still coming by. And I think everybody's just populating early. You know, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, we're gonna be late for everything because you know Latinos.
Yeah, man. It's listen. It's a Latino time, color people time. Right. Time just really, it means something, and yet it doesn't. So
yeah,
yes,
4 is good too.
You know what, D Nice. I respect your decision there. It's not my favorite. In fact, D Nice, I think it's my worst of all of them.
Oh no!
Yeah, but listen. I don't want to detract you, man. All right. We gotta bring in our people, man, because they're waiting. Go. Some people just got off of the stream. Some people just got up. Some people are just want to go to sleep. But we're gonna keep them up. Does that sound good, Fletch?
Yes, it does.
Okay, man, I'm excited. You better get back on camera. I'm bringing you in first. Woo-hoo. I'm excited to be streaming with this woman. We met her, months ago, doing other stuff. Now she's got her own new horror channel.
Yes.
And my only thing is I missed meeting her in person. I believe she was in LA recently, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Everyone, this is Nadia.
Hello. I have my notes ready.
Oh, gonna make me look good. Yes. I love it. And you have the T-shirt on.
Yes. I'm a fan.
You're a fan. It's safe to say. It's safe to say. So really quickly, tell us about your new channel if you can. That'd be really cool.
Yes, I have a new channel called Horror with Nads, or I'll Be Right Back, which if anybody's a Scream head, you'll know where that comes from. I break down horror movies, both current and old ones, but every Tuesday I also drop an episode on horror news. So anything happening in the genre, whether it's TV, movies, books, games, I review it, talk about it. So it's a little sample of what's going on in that genre.
I love it. Well, we're so happy you're here. And now coming in, he's the man. He's the D movie man. We met him a couple of weeks ago officially. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Very, very happy and excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Just let people know also too. What's happening on your channel? What do you do on the regular?
Yes, absolutely. So, for the first time, hey everyone, this is the Movie Man, fellow cinephile, popcorn addict, and emerging film critic coming to you with reliable recaps, reviews, and reactions. If you are not familiar with that, that is my general tagline. It kind of sums up what I do on the channel. I enjoy discussing all things film with the occasional television show. I like reacting to the occasional trailer. I'm a big trailer person, although
Ooh,
well, way too much, but out
hey,
the craft of them I appreciate.
Facts.
But yeah, I enjoy I enjoy discussing film, and especially from a personal perspective. I understand that beyond entertainment, film has a very impactful I don't know, it just has a way of staying with you, and I find through the experience of watching I can recall certain memories, certain people, places, faces, and so on. And so for me it goes a little bit deeper,
getting
and
deep.
yeah.
I love it, man. Well, I love your energy, and I'm just happy that you could make it. I know you were like, I think you just got off work or something like that. Was that you?
No, not me.
But I think we were. I think you had the time or something. Anyways, you're here. It doesn't matter.
It's too late
Yes.
for Polly. It's just a little too.
It's actually
It's past his bedtime.
I'm LA. It's 7:20. I know. I'm like, "Bleh." Anyways,
I'm in
okay.
Vegas. It's past my bedtime.
That's right. All right, and now I don't even know how to introduce this lady. I'm just gonna bring her in. She's
The
an original.
hostess with the mostest.
She is an original. She is King Nikki TV.
And I'm the one that just got off work, Polly.
You're the one. See, everyone? I love it. I love it. What's up, lady?
Hey, I am so happy to be here with the Latinos for the first time.
I love it when you're here with the Latinos.
I went through a Latino phase, but we won't even go there. But thank you for having me. I love Scream.
Well, listen, I've been watching you several times on Struggles the last couple of months, and then I know you had a big move to a different state, so I've been keeping up with you. And
Thank you. I would have my Scream attire, but I'm lazy, and even though I moved in like February, my clothes are still packed up.
hey, hey,
I wear the Scream shirt.
no shame here, no shame. We're just happy you're here. Real fast, tell people what you do on your channel.
Well, I do some of everything. I am a horror girly, so I'm definitely always covering horror, but I do action, suspense, thriller, movies, TV shows. I just did a huge tier list ranking every horror trope. So a little bit of everything, ranking old movies, new movies. Some of everything is on King Nikki TV.
Wow, so impressive. I love it. Look at all these beautiful people here, including you, Fletcher.
What? Whoa.
Okay, so we've introduced everybody, all that good stuff. I think it's time we just jump right into it. What do you guys say?
Jump right in.
Let's do it. Okay, the first movie we're talking about in the Scream franchise is, of course, from 1996, the original Scream. I have a little bio here, a little synopsis. Wes Craven reinvented and revitalized the slasher horror genre with this modern horror classic, which manages to be funny, clever, and scary as a fright-masked knife maniac stalks high school students in a middle-class suburbia. Craven is happy to provide both tension and self-parody as the body count mounts, but the victims aren't always the ones you'd expect. Okay, well, I think what I would love to just do this. Why don't we switch up a little boy girl if we don't mind, and let's go with Nikki first. Let's give us your recollection, your memories, anything you want to kind of kick us off with the first Scream.
I have fond memories of the first Scream. I kind of feel like the movie man, like movies are very near and dear to me because it's the bond with my mother. She's huge into movies and horror is her favorite genre. So I literally watched The Evil Dead at like 3 years old. So all of my memories are like movies with my mother. And I distinctly remember the marketing for Scream, being excited to going to the theater and watching it with my mother for the first time. I am obsessed with Scream, love it. It is in my blood. And I mean, nothing but fond memories of watching it for the first time.
Nice. D movie man.
Yes. So my introduction to the franchise was kind of odd because, like Nikki, I remember the marketing, and I think that was what stood out to me the most. And then, of course, just this image of what I didn't know was Ghostface at the time. I just called it Scream, like the like the painting. But I just remember just being kind of like with a lot of things of horror, with horror at that age. It was like there was a aspect of being intrigued, but also creeped out, but also more intrigued between the two. So a lot of it was just down to mostly the marketing. I was a little too young. I didn't really have the benefit of being able to see it. And I technically ended up seeing the second film, or Scary Movie. I watched that film, then Scary Movie, then circled back around later. So I had a weird way of seeing it. But I still remember the impact it had at the time, even though I was very, very young.
Nadia, I have to say, I just rewatched all three of them. I don't think I can recall a more original, thrilling introduction to a film than the Drew Barrymore introduction. I mean,
well,
honestly, the movie's perfect. The first movie's perfect. But the language, the dialogue, to me, this movie did what Reservoir Dogs did with kind of mafia films, kind of gave it that odd and funny take on what a gangster would say while they're doing a heist. They're talking about Madonna's favorite song. Here it's always very self what's the word I'm looking for, Nadia?
Self-aware.
It's
beautiful.
Also
take it away, Nadia.
If you watch the opening, especially, there's little tidbits to other horror movies in there. There's definitely Halloween. There's why can't I think of it? Poltergeist in there. There's a ton of different other horror movie, I guess, tropes or just touches throughout that influenced it. I was 9 years old when this movie came out.
I was not.
But like Nikki, my mom was a big horror person too. Like I saw Child's Play way too young, probably, and I grew up with horror. I didn't see these until high school when we would rent them on DVDs for like sleepovers. So by the time I was in high school, the third one had already come out. So my girlfriends and I, we all would watch, because back then parents didn't really, mine didn't pay attention to what you rented. So I got to see all three of these in a sleepover during one night. So it was horror. I mean, I grew up with all this stuff. Grew up with Psycho, grew up with Halloween, grew up with Friday the 13th. So this was just, I think at the time, a refreshing take on everything, especially when the generation it came out to.
Sure.
And the marketing was fantastic. Because it marketed Drew Barrymore as the lead to this movie.
Right.
She was killed off within the first few minutes of the movie. Yeah. So
and she was fantastic.
Everybody for a loop.
It's funny to mention that because at the time she was the biggest name.
Yes.
But then of course,
Campbell.
This fantastic talent of Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott. I mean, she took the entire country by storm. And speaking of someone that taking the country by storm, you know her, you love her. She is Struggle Reviews. ¿Qué pasó?
Hello, Polly. Hey, y'all. Look at all my family here. Hello. Oh, nice to meet you.
Nadia, Struggles
to meet you
Nadia.
as well.
Nice to meet you.
Tyra.
Hey.
Tyra.
Well, we're glad that you showed up. You got any? We actually just started, and I know you got some more notes, Nadia. But any kind of like fond memories, first impressions of the original Scream?
For me? Oh, everything like the original Scream is. I think it just kind of turned like everything as far as horror on its head and
Mm.
really getting into those rules and Randy and Sydney. It was really really good. I think it's not just a great horror movie, but just a great movie overall. Just like the plot twist at the time, it was like really shocking and it was fun to just watch the movie unravel. And it's my favorite personally out of the entire franchise for me.
So the plot, guys, is pretty simple. Nev Campbell's character, Sidney Prescott, it's the eve of her mother's killing from a year prior, and a ghost face killer starts, killing off her friends in high school. We don't know who the killer is, and that's what keeps it so much on our toes. But what we do know is that we are introduced to an incredibly talented cast here, from left to right.
Yes.
Skeet, no, I'm not Johnny Depp Ulrich. At the time when he came out, we're like, is that Johnny's brother?
Mhm.
Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard, who is just fierce. God, what an insane talent. Rose McGowan, I forgot how good she was in this film. And then, of course, Jamie Kennedy. Let's talk about this cast. Anyone, please.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite teen cast ever in a horror movie. And the way Scream plays on this was the first time horror really like looked at itself and was very meta. And even though they're kind of the typical teen cast where you have the virginal girl, which is Sydney, and you have the geek, they did it in a way though that was very refreshing. And I feel like usually teenagers get on my damn nerve in movies, but these teenagers were funny and they were witty and you rooted for them and you liked them. It worked so well. I am so obsessed with this cast. And to what was said earlier with like the marketing, Nev Campbell was fairly unknown at the time. So the
Yeah.
way that opening scene, I still remember being in the theater at 10 years old and the lady next to me literally screamed. I will never forget that. Like it was so shocking that they killed. I don't think people who watch it now truly understand the impact of Drew freaking Barrymore getting killed off at that opening scene. And then the way the camera runs over to her was so freaking good. And then all the actors went on to be amazing talents. This was groundbreaking, really.
D Movie Man, the character of Randy, played by Jamie Kennedy, has kind of a run on, and it's not in all the films, but he's kind of like he comes in as the chorus member, reminding the audience, "Hey, there's some rules we have here for horror films, for slasher films." What a fantastic device that Kevin Williamson created. Did you like Randy's character?
Oh, I thought Randy was great. And then it was already interesting. It's interesting, like people, it's like sometimes you're with these films, you're introduced to certain people, and then some people you discover later on, and then you circle back around and watch films like this. But a lot of actors here I was already familiar with at the time. And then Jamie, I believe, had a show later on. I believe it was WB. I think it was called the Jamie Kennedy Experiment.
That's
Yes.
right. God, taking
I'm
me
not
back.
mistaken. So yeah, but having him definitely as the voice of the audience was a key piece to what brings this film together. The fact that it is so meta, the fact that it is so referential, and that this film is very self-aware and acknowledging what it is. It's not. It's taking the tropes, it's presenting the tropes, and commenting on the tropes, and then subverting them in some ways. You're aware of it, but then there are still some twists and turns and shocks that you're not seeing coming at all. So I thought he was a great character.
Okay, Nadia, I know you got notes.
Oh no, I have notes for Scream 3. A lot of notes.
Oh,
For
okay, okay,
The script that we got is not the original script that they wanted.
Okay, all right, hold on to that. Because that's later on.
But I wanted to comment on
Please.
the cast.
Yep.
It's interesting because I think this sets a lot of different tropes that they do in other horror movies. So like The Faculty, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think this kind of sets the tone for all of those early 90s, like late 2000s. I'm sorry, late 90s, early 2000s horror movies that were set in high school that had this type of cast, but I don't think they ever were able to replicate it so well as the original Scream.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe even in their own Screams, in these three. I mean, I think because there were so fresh struggles in this first one, there were such fresh faces. Because later on, they kind of became something else, 2 and 3, right?
Yes.
Not that they were bad, but we'll get into that. But they were so fresh and they were so good. I mean, Matthew Lillard came out of nowhere and almost stole this movie, if that's possible, with his scenes.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I also love like I don't know, it was I haven't watched these movies in a very long time. I should definitely go and revisit them. But the connection that he has with Skeet's character, it's almost giving relationship as if they wanted each other. There's always these kind of erotic undertones to their connection, which I always thought was really, really cool. And unless that was just me seeing that.
Well, let's talk about it for a second.
They were very homoerotic.
Okay, I was making sure. I love that. That was this hint of, you know, not just wanting to be this tag team, but also this jealousy hinting at the relationship that he has with Sydney, because it kind of felt like he wanted that with him. And then when we get to that climax, it's just like, you said that we, and the monologue of it all. And he was really invested as if, you know, he was in a full-fledged relationship and it was more than just them being tag team killers.
I mean, Dee or Nadia, it seems that the most dynamic relationship was between these two guys. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think it's just a bromance. I mean, I don't think there's, in my opinion, I don't feel there's anything erotic about it. But I mean, how much more bonded can you be with somebody if you're murdering people with them? You know, I guess if I was looking at it through modern lens right now, yes, I could see that. But I think at the time, I don't think that's what Craven was going for.
Most definitely.
I don't, but there was a different energy with these guys. I don't, you know.
I think it's just their performance. I think it's just how well these two were casted and the chemistry the two of them had in every scene. Every scene together.
You're totally right. And I think it was because they were so, I want to say, like you said, like in love with killing, in love with what they were doing. They were just, you know, it was again. I just rewatched this 2 nights ago. I watched one each night. I was like, man, this is better than ever. Absolutely better than ever.
Yes.
I call them the Mission Impossible of the horror genre because there's so many of them. Just like there's so many Mission Impossibles.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, we have a poll in the chat, in the Latino Slant chat. The poll is, which is your favorite Scream film? 1, 2, 3, or the one with Jenna Ortega? I just threw that one in there. 78% love the first one, 4% the second one, 0% the third, 17% love Scream 5. We have not talked about the Cox. About Courtney Cox. And her role, and I didn't get a photo of Dewey. I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
No photo of Dewey.
Not yet.
I can't remember which one is it that she has the really bad bangs.
That's 3.
The third one.
Right.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Anyone want to chime in on? Because really, they have a hostile relationship from the get-go, and there's a. Go ahead.
I don't believe I believe Courtney Cox originally wasn't going to be casted in this. She actually asked to break away from her friends. Yeah, to break away from it, to not be typecasted. So she actually begged to be in this, which I think works out. I think she's great in most of them. Some of
Well,
the writing kind of falls off towards the last few of them.
Well, look, she still has a job doing this role.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friends ended a long time ago.
Mm.
And I also feel like at the time, I feel like we talk a lot about Sydney as a final girl, but Gail doesn't get her just due as a final girl. The way this movie plays on tropes, typically the original classic final girl has a man who comes in and saves her at the end, whether it's Dr. Loomis. And in this setup, it should have been the cop, it should have been Dewey, but it's actually Gail who pops in the last, effort to come in, and she saves Sydney. And it really bugs me that nobody literally ever really gives her that. That was very groundbreaking for it to be a woman that jumps in and saves the final girl. And Gail was classic. And I agree about the writing. I think peak Gail, she got stagnant as a character, but Pete Gail was literally, for me, a final girl icon. She was amazing, and she didn't care. She was like, "Move your fat tub of love." Like, she was insane.
I don't think they knew what to do with her towards the later part of the franchise. I think they had a legacy character. They were more focused on Sydney, and I think they Gail kind of just thrown to the wayside as just like long cameos added to it, just to give it to the fans. But
yeah, she never had any growth.
Nope.
She's trying to get the story.
Yeah.
I have to mention the fact, and I think it plays more into 3, is that this is produced by Harvey Weinstein, and the third one, takes some big swipes at Hollywood, and I believe at Harvey. So again, take it for what it is. Rose McGowan. So yeah. Also, too, they start with kind of what makes a great, like you said, with Jamie Kennedy's character. Before we move on and read some reviews, you guys have any other like final thoughts or just like notes on the first scream?
The first one's definitely, besides the latest kind of reboot, is really gruesome. If you go back and rewatch it, I rewatched all of them last year, and I don't remember how gruesome, especially the opening with Drew Barrymore's and how her mother finds her and stuff. I was just like, wow, I don't remember it being this bloody and gruesome, which does play a key factor in 3 of why 3 is not so gruesome. But, yeah.
And also what bugs me with 1 is, why the hell did we let freaking Skeet Ulrich's dad skate? Like, he's mad at Sydney's mom because she had a consensual affair. Like, your dad consented to the affair, had an affair. His mom left. He's mad at Sydney's mom. He's even mad at Sydney. Like, I didn't screw your dad. My mama did.
Yeah.
The motivation was always shaky. We just let him rock, Nikki. We just let him rock. Yeah. Every single film, the motivation gets more and more diluted as to why anybody would do it in the first place. Just let it go.
It just
especially 2. 2's a little weird too. But
dad at the police station. His dad is sitting at the station alive. I'm like, why don't you gut your daddy? He the one had the affair.
Yeah, if there was ever a kind of like a supporting character, even though he's important but doesn't really say much, it's the dad. in all 3 films. Kind of that was a little odd. I mean, even the mom becomes more of an ominous character in the 3rd one, but yeah, okay. So Billy Loomis, his legacy will continue in the latter in the newer ones, but
we don't know.
right.
Yeah.
But we I dug Billy Loomis. What was the other character's name? Stu. Thank you. Anything else, guys, on that first one?
The only other thing I was going to say is that I like how with that opening scene, because I think what's so effective about it is just the fact that, as any of us could be just spending a regular night at home, watching movies, being a film fan, and just popping popcorn and having a regular night, then all of a sudden, things turn for the worse, and it becomes increasingly worse. And then it ends the way it does. And it reminds me, it's not the same, but it reminds me of the precedent set with Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock back in 1960, where Janet Leigh, as Marion Crane, she was the main character, and we assumed she was kind of the protagonist of the story. And then it's like, I want to say maybe, and I'm not sure if it's maybe like an hour in, but all of a sudden she's out the picture, and he purposely Alfred Hitchcock purposely made it to where people could not enter into the theater just so it wouldn't be spoiled, and just the nature of how then people wanted to see it, to know like what this unprecedented thing that had happened in the film. And so the way that it kind of evolved, and then in turn tied into this film as well, with the opening scene, I thought that was an interesting parallel too.
I love it. Okay, we got a lot of comments, and then we'll move on to Scream 2. Is that cool, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, this trilogy and timelines is inspired by struggle, so I feel like always special now that struggles are always gonna have the open invitation. Just saying. Brian McCann says there is only one Scream film. There's actually 6, Brian.
Soon to be 7.
Soon to be 7. I'm sure you have some news on that. Darth Plato's a member of the channel. I see what you're wearing, Polly. Oh, you got to do it like I see what you're wearing, Polly. Right? Did I do the voice? I didn't do the voice good?
It's good, Polly. It's good.
Why don't you? You know what?
It works.
Okay, all right. You give it a shot. Go ahead, girl.
I'm fine, Polly.
She gets to do that.
I do.
D nice gamer. Remember Freddy the janitor?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's Wes Craven dressed up as Freddy
Krueger.
the janitor. Yeah.
And it was Henry Winkler as the principal, right?
Yep.
And he hears the noise.
Who's the red heron? Or is that red heron? Who everybody thought that might be one of the killers, or a killer, because the way there's a scene where he pulls 2 boys into his office, and he's just a little before he dies, like just a little too stern. It came off weird.
They gave it a second.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, maybe he's the killer. And also nobody knew it was going to be 2 killers. Like that's a new trope too, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of broke the mold. I mean, it broke the mold, but then it kind of ruined it for future ones.
Ruined everything.
3 was the
biggest. Too. We got 2
the biggest hit for it. Yeah,
it's too much.
Maybe we'll have 6 for the next one. I don't know.
Please.
We're gonna wait on that. Donovan Bradford's here. I feel that I was the way with certain films and watching them with my dad, Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, etc. Just not really able to watch the newer ones without him. Oh,
I understand. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna make myself big. Here we go. My dad was here for Father's Day because he can't be here this weekend, and he cut my hair. So it's always nice to have pops around. Yeah, gotta looking good. Here's the thing: is my pops took me. I told you when we were, he was the first to take me to Road Warrior, Bruce Lee films. I mean, I feel you, Donovan. Thank you for that. Who else do we have here?
My dad had me watch Exorcist. Way too young.
Wow. In the theater? Was it a revival?
No, my dad's Middle Eastern, so it was a big movie when he was living in Jordan, and when he came to the States, he saw that I was into horror when he had me grow up. He's like, "Hey, you ever seen this movie?" And he made me watch it by myself, very young, in the dark.
Wow. Have we all seen The Exorcist?
Of course.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. Y'all see the new one?
It's garbage.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah. Sanders says John Landis combined humor and actual horror better in American Werewolf in London and Innocent Blood, plus Sam Raimi's Evil Dead and Army in Darkness do a better job, or even Nightmare on Elm Street. Sanders not a fan of Scream, I take it. That's all right, Sander. It's okay. Any guys that got any thoughts on those films?
I completely disagree. I think Evil Dead 2 is way too much comedy, not enough horror. That's just me.
I agree with that as well.
I agree with you.
Very slapstick.
I like Evil Dead 2.
It's not not a bad. It's a good movie, but I'm with Nikki. I wish there was just a touch more horror than comedy to it.
Because his comment says it combines humor and actual horror better, so that's why I'm like, no.
Well, but they're different films. I mean, this Scream is it's the
Slasher.
statement on slasher films,
Right.
you know, and it gives homage to other films. I think that's brilliant. I think there's space for all these films on our video library.
The Scream
Has
movie
anybody-
is smart. It's
Well, let's
smart.
say that again. You guys speaking at the same time.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask if anybody's seen Evil Dead Rises.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Yes, I liked it.
Thoughts? I liked
liked
it too.
I liked it a lot.
I thought great title scene.
Oh my!
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Everybody always mentions the title scene because that's that I don't like that. That's the draw in the movie. Like I like some things about it, other things I was disappointed, but I do think it's interesting how everybody goes, "Oh, the title scene was great!" Like everybody's
Because we haven't had a title card in a while that's taken time to add instead of just a generic or CGI one. And
nice.
for me, I worked in Hollywood as a special effects artist for a long time, and to see the mix of practical effects and CGI done well for the first time in a long time was a surprise. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead is very close to my heart. That was like the first horror I saw at like 3 years old with my mother watching The Evil Dead. I love that franchise.
And this TV show's great too.
We're gonna need to talk to you afterwards, and we make sure we get everyone. We do have the Latino Slant counselors ready at the go after this panel.
You watch that and you're not like the 80s head in horror that I be wanting you to be. It's fine.
No, not at all. Let's not even get into 80s horror like that.
You know, this 90s. This is where I fall off. I'm not really into the 90s horror space. I like 80s.
What?
See, I love 90s horror.
What is your favorite 80s horror film?
Oh my god, that's a loaded question. It's
Give me your top three.
Let me get through these comments, and then I'd love to answer that because you guys have been waiting. El Giabrito, I'm secretly crushed on this film. Maybe because the time span of the first three were such great times, both musically and artistically. It was a good time, late 90s. I absolutely agree. My sweet perspective. Hey. Justin Channels, that poll is pretty solid testament. If you could just edit Jen Ortega into the original, that would be the Scritega cut. Ooh, wow. I like that. Society Reviews is here. Harvey Mania running wild. Yeah, that crazy Weinstein. Sander. At the 44-minute mark is the shower scene in Psycho. In Scream?
No, in Psycho.
Oh, because I know they do show a couple of horror films throughout during Scream as well.
Which, by the way, that scene takes me out. Who steps in the shower and then starts the shower? Not turn on the shower and actually check the temperature of the shower?
I think Struggles does that.
No, not. Thank you.
I'm just, I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, Polly. Hey, panel. What's up, chat? Hi, man. Member of the channel, subverting audience expectation done right. Not whatever cheap trick The Last Jedi does.
Oof.
No.
Okay, thank you, Jaime, but no more Star Wars talk tonight. Pretty girl, Danny. Matthew Lillard was introduced to me in the Scooby-Doo movies and cartoons. LOL. As I got older, I got to know him in She's All That, Scream, and more. Fantastic talent. D Nice Gamer. Hey guys, you can correct me, but has Ghostface always been killed in the end by guns?
No, that's not correct.
No.
Mm-hmm.
In the first three?
No. Stu was killed with the TV. He wasn't killed with a gun.
Stu was, but I think there was a thing to always make sure they're dead, so they shot him in the head.
In the head, yeah.
Yeah, Skip was shot in the head.
Kevin Follock, Polly looking light skinned tonight.
Looking light skinned, Polly.
You know what's funny about that is that I've been getting a lot of sun lately. So, Kevin, I have to talk to my lighting guy. which is me. And we have our first. This is on your channel, Dane C.
Oh, thank you, Dane. My favorite Scream film is Scary Movie. Psych. Nah, I love the Scream franchise. What up, Tyra and panel? Hello, Dane, and thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much. Let's take a little thank you video break, and we'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back. What do we got? We got some fun video. Here you go. You know, speaking of Matthew Lillard, on this channel, you can see my interview with Matthew I did a few years ago. I had him and a playwright. Matthew was doing a play here in town, was able to grab him. What a sweet man. He's one of my favorite celebs, I guess you can say, as far as interviews. So that was pretty cool.
I'm gonna go watch that because every time I see him, his characters are always so frantic. It'll be nice just to see him sitting down having a regular conversation.
Yeah.
Who was it that saw The Bridge the other night? My dad. It was kind of a serious TV series called The Bridge for 2 seasons, and Matthew Lillard's in the second season. And my girlfriend had a couple scenes with him, and he's like a very serious character. So when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, there's a diner scene with Romy and Matthew that's really good. So yeah, I'm curious about what Matthew could do now that he's gotten a little older. I seriously think he could do like a real great serious role. Get him some Oscar love. Okay. Let's move on. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, so Scream was such a global success for what it was made and for how much it made that really it was ushered almost like maybe a year and a half after the other one came out, something like that. And you got to see a lot of named talent in this film. So let's go with first impressions of Scream 2 from 1997. Who'd like to start first?
Not me. I don't remember what happened.
Okay.
This is the one that Jada Pinkett Smith and what's his name?
Omar Epps.
Thank you. Dies in the beginning at the movie theater. Yeah, because they are watching a movie based off the events that happened in Scream 1. So
correct, called Stab.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which
the beginning of Stab.
yeah.
This was good. This is when it was still good though, before they just really ran everything that we loved about the franchise into the ground. But I remember this opening scene. It was really good. It's really hard to even reflect on these films and not think about the Scary Movie franchise. I'm trying to be serious.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like 3, I feel like it just tips off. It's just not yeah. It's rough.
So
I feel like this is kind of what's missing with the newer movies is we had something to say about horror when Scream started, and this opening scene, the conversation they have about Black people in horror, I mean, getting killed in a movie theater while watching a movie, like once we continue with the franchise, it's like they didn't have anything else to say about horror. I love this opening scene. Did it live up to the opening scene in the first one? I mean, I don't think so, but I think it's still a very good opening scene. I don't know what idiot is going to put their ear to the damn restroom stall. I don't know what kind of Japanese specially made knife can even stab through the stall, but it was a good opening scene. And I love Jada up there on the screen going back, just yelling as her head is tilting back. I love this opening scene. We're going to see a Black movie, Black Eyed Peas, Black everything. Like everything they say is so funny, and it's just such a wittiness to the dialogue that I feel like isn't lost yet in the franchise at this point.
How you know it's Japanese, Nikki?
Because they make the best still. Like,
yeah, okay. All right, yeah.
Whole time.
This is my second favorite horror movie with Jada Pinkett Smith in it. Like the second horror
What's
movie.
the first one?
Demon Knight.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Demon Knight.
I love you.
Oh, can we be
No
friends?
one
Because I
ever
feel
did
nobody's
this.
ever seen this.
Nobody
movie.
ever presented
Yeah,
you on
good.
Demon Knight. Nobody.
Love it. It's
So
good.
the film opens up, as you guys said, a year later, where the phenomenon of what happened to Sidney Prescott and Friends has become a best-selling book by Gail, and then a movie. And here they are trying to cash in on the movie. I think I think it's incredible satire on how Hollywood, as quickly as it can, will bank in on tragedy. If you remember that same year, Selena came out that same very year, less than 2 years after Selena slain. That was very gruesome. So Hollywood has no shame struggles, but this was an incredible opening scene. I agree. I almost was waiting for, and I resaw this one last night. I almost was waiting for, as she climbs up the stairs to the proscenium stage in front of that screen, and then everyone kind of stops because everyone's play fighting, and they look at her. I thought she was gonna scream, but she just falls. I was like, oh, why did I think it was something different? I thought she was like gonna let out a big scream.
Like, what?
She does do this really weird scream before she falls down, before everybody stares at her.
I'm not a fan of Jada. That being said, I thought she knocked it out of the park. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fair.
Demon
I'm just
Knight.
saying.
You'll change your mind. Yeah.
Have you seen Demon Knight, Polly?
Have I seen what?
Demon Knight.
No, I have not. But in Scream 2, she knew the assignment and she knocked it out of the park. I thought it was, you take one of the most successful films in the mid 90s and you do a sequel. It's like, we're going to out sequel the sequel. And it was off to a hot start. Okay. We're introduced to a new set of friends that poor Sydney. All her friends just get slain. All her friends get slain. Here you have from left to right, you have, oh God, I always forget Justified's name.
Timothy.
Timothy Oliphant. Thank you.
Yep.
Jamie Kennedy again. Jerry Connell. And I don't know this other actress's name.
That's Elise Neal.
Say it.
Elise Neal.
Did she go on to have a career?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would not know that. Would not. What? Let me know what she was in.
Is also the
She
movie
was in
known
a
as.
TV show.
I'm sorry.
Elise Neal was in a famous TV show. She did other
She's
movies.
more so, yeah, TV shows, sitcoms. Most of the movies call it a real black movie, so I'm not finna play with you.
But I will say she's also in.
Wait, hold on. We need to address the light racism that's going on from a guest, Fletcher.
Oh, she was in Hustle.
Fletcher, from a guest onto the Latino Slant Show.
Actually,
a channel that is so inclusive, day in, day out, and I get this heat. This is what I get.
Well, not very
her heart is in the right place. You know you don't want to watch.
I mean, from the lady that I know the most here on this channel. I mean,
if I felt deep down you had watched Hustle and Flow or in All of Us.
I've seen Hustle and Flow.
You've seen Hustle? Well, she was in that.
Won't that trick? Won't that trick? Of course.
No, don't do that.
I won't. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but she's mostly known.
It's a song. Why can't I do that? Did I do something wrong?
No, do it again, Paula. Do it again.
Do it again.
I'm no. We're going on.
Make yourself big and do it again. Yeah, I want to clip this.
Here we go.
All right, ready?
No.
Yeah, no. Let's go. Dang! Why don't you let me make money on the channel, Polly?
I love Terrence, whatever his name is.
Terrence
He got
Howard.
he got dissed by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to really get the controls back here. See, it's impossible because Struggles,
Tara's fault.
runs it like it's her own. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I thought it was going to be Nikki. Nikki's just half asleep, so that's why Tyra has to take the bank. Gotta take
Now,
the
why
bank.
am I in it?
You know why you're in it, Nikki. You know
It's
why.
hard. It's hard out there for a pimp. Yes. What's her name? Tadada. I don't know how to say her
Make
name.
yourself big and say that again.
Great actress. Anyways, okay. All right. Where were we? Okay, so you're not surprised that I don't know. Okay, sorry.
Well, but wait, Paul, you've seen Logan, right?
I barely remember Logan. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was the black family that was there. She was in that
Okay.
film.
All right. So let's get back to the story. Sydney is in college now,
Yes.
where Randy goes to college with her. That was kind of weird, and but okay.
Well, Randy's always had like a thing for Sydney.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, from the first one, you could see it. I mean, there's little breadcrumbs left for it. Also, Scream 2 is known as the movie that Randy died, so
Yeah.
it's a shame. It's a shame, and I think I read an article or an interview where that's one of the biggest regrets they had by killing him off so early in the franchise.
Yeah, I hate they try to bring him back or his essence back now with his extended family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I in reading that article I sent you guys, there was a cockamamie. Well, we had to kill one of the legacy. And you know what? You really did. You didn't. And if you did, Courtney Cox, I would have gotten rid of over Randy.
Courtney Cox here. Like what?
I do too. I'm just saying you can't get rid of them. Why? They don't kill the core four. Okay.
Well, because like you're saying, they're trying to fill his essence in there. They couldn't really write. I mean, I think Haley Pattinson or whatever filled that role for a little bit too. Like there were certain characters that kind of
Pattinson,
Pattinson filled it, but it never really evolved as well as this character.
So okay, a year later in college, Jerry's a boyfriend. He's a frat boy. He's kind of sleazy. And he's not sleazy.
He's like a jock. He's like
such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Maybe it's my thing against. Can I get through this introduction, guys?
No.
Really? Sydney and tabloid reporter Gail Withers survived the events of the first Scream, but their nightmare isn't over when two college students are murdered at a sneak preview of Stab, a movie based on the events from the first film. It's clear a copycat killer is on the loose. Sydney and Gail, as well as fellow survivors, Deputy Dewey and Randy, have to find out who is behind this new murder spree before they all end up dead. Let's go around. Nadia, what do you have to say about Scream 2 that hasn't been said already?
I think it's an okay sequel. I do like you get a little bit more of Sydney's lore fleshed out with the interview with Cotton and what happened with her mother and just a little bit more of it. It definitely doesn't trope the first one. I think the first one, I don't think any of them in the series is as good as the first one, but I thought it was a solid sequel to continue the story. I think they should have maybe ended it there, but I also enjoy all of them, so that's all I got.
Fair enough. D Movie Man.
The thing that always stands out to me in this film is that Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox were having a bob off.
Yes.
That's one thing that always stands out to me significantly. But yeah, I think as far as sequels go, it's a really solid one. Like I said, I kind of having a kind of a secondhand experience with the first film, this was like a more direct experience of watching it and, being very shocked and thrilled and feeling all the feelings. And then of course, watching this after a scary movie also, but this was, to me, it was a great quote unquote introduction to the franchise, and it actually enhanced the experience surprisingly, of the first film, and then of course watching some of the other films later on and circling back around recently. So yeah, I think it's a solid. Like, yeah, nothing will ever, and I think that's the problem sometimes when you strike gold that first time, trying to replicate that, even with the best intentions and the best script and the best everything, it's just very difficult to make it, to make it hit that same way. But I think it's still solid in a lot of ways, and I enjoyed definitely rewatching it recently.
So this was the movie where it just had a lot of celeb cameos or actors who were hot. Heather Graham playing the Drew Barrymore role. Jada, of course. Tori Spelling, and I believe there's a Tori Spelling reference in the first Scream.
Yes.
Where Drew Barrymore mentions, who's going to play me? Tori Spelling. So this was at the height of the Scream mania you had here. I don't know if this was from like a Maxim or Rolling Stone, but I grabbed this photo. It was like a press shot, and I forgot that Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. Like, there's a lot of people in this film.
Why is Tori all revealing in comparison to all the other women?
Say that again.
I say, why is Tori Spelling so much more revealing than all the other women? But I think what I remember most about this film is I think this was the first time that they incorporated Dewey saying who the killer is, and it eventually is the killer, and they continue that throughout the franchise, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Dewey didn't say who. When did Dewey do that?
I think
he always hints at it, or in some form or way he always knows. It's like very subtle throughout each of them, and then it ends up being true to it. I believe
he said the boyfriend. He didn't say the camera woman, and he definitely didn't say Roman in the third one.
Oh, the third one's a whole bunch of mess. Like,
the third one. I don't know.
The third one had 3 writer changes. There's a lot of mess with it.
But am I the only person who, like, I think this is a perfect sequel. Like, I love Scream 2. Like I said, I still remember going to the theaters and seeing Scream 2. Sarah Michelle Gellar scene when Casey gets killed, that's a great scene. I think this is I think it's a damn near perfect sequel, and having the whole tie-in with the first one where everyone who gets killed name reflects someone who got killed in the first one. I love this sequel. I think it's pretty damn near perfect. Of course, killing Randy was the biggest mistake in creation. I definitely don't think you need to kill a legacy character this soon, this early in the franchise, but I thought this was pretty perfect, and I think it's aged well. I love Scream 2.
I think also too how Randy went out. It was pretty anticlimactic, especially when he's the one talking about, sequels and trilogies. I was like, that's how he goes out. That was terrible.
I agree.
It was all right. Give him a great exit.
Right.
Well, they did the same thing to Dewey. They didn't give him a good exit either. So
not at all.
Yeah.
And we got great Ghostface killers in Scream 2. I love Mickey. Gonna blame it on the movies, man. Like, he's amazing. I love Mickey.
And who would have thought Aunt Jackie would have been the killer?
God. Laurie Metcalf. I didn't get a photo of her. So yeah, I mean, spoilers is that, Loomis's mom sets up Oliphant to be the killer and go after
I have a question.
Sidney Prescott. Yes.
Sidney dated Billy. Doesn't know what his mom looked. Oh, wait, no, she is okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm so tired.
Did because she was like, oh yeah, she lost 80 pounds. Yeah.
She doesn't get to see Mrs. Loomis as the reporter lady. She never sees her as the reporter. When she first finally sees her, she immediately recognizes and says, "Mrs. Loomis." Yeah.
Yeah. At the end.
Nikki, when you watch this movie, you just watched it.
I watched, and Polly, I just asked Polly, can I be a part of this like yesterday or something? I watched these movies. That's why I'm like, I love this trilogy. I watch these movies all the time. I know these movies
Really?
like the back of my hand. Yeah.
I got a shocker
only
for.
ever revisit the first one. Really,
I have a shocker for all you guys, but I'm gonna wait on it. I did enjoy it too. It had some problems, but for it brought me back to that time where it was a very highly anticipated sequel, right off the heels of the first one, and no one was hotter than Nev Campbell. I mean, it was a big thing, and I was like, this is pretty smart. Of course, the movie within the movie, Stab, you had Luke Wilson. I mean, I he did a great.
The movie within the movie.
He did a great Skeet Ulrich. I mean, there was some fun stuff in that film. It probably could have been a little shorter, but that's all.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. So yeah. Other elements. Whoa, we need to talk about Lee Shriver's character.
Yeah.
For a second.
Cotton.
Mm-hmm.
I called him Cotton for like 20 years.
Cotton.
Cotton
Tell us about Cotton's character.
Example of how you die in a movie. If Cotton was never on the killer's radar. If he would have never inserted himself,
yep.
But I'm getting ahead. That's the next movie. But I think Scream 2 is also such a gem to me because this is honestly the first time that I did not guess the killer at all. In Scream 1, even at 10 years old, I knew it was Billy. Billy is a psychopath. And in Scream 2, I knew it was Mickey. I had no idea it was going to be the reporter, which of course, I feel like it wasn't written very well. She doesn't really, she's not really a part of the story for you to really suspect her. But I thought that was so brilliant when she comes out and it's like Billy's mom. I thought that was so out of nowhere and I did not guess it in the slightest. This is the only movie where I just had no idea about the killer.
Have you guessed all of them since then?
Yes, I have guessed every single ghost face.
So we are live on several different channels, about 80 combined altogether. Thank you, Struggles. Thank you guys for multi-streaming, and we're also on X. So there's a good comment. Because of his death is edited so quickly, I wouldn't mind Cotton Weary being alive in the next Scream, having him with one eye, living in seclusion, coming back to help the survivors would be awesome. So that was a 3. Yeah. We'll get to that. Jada always has the same face. Angry.
That's why she works so well in Demon Knight. I'm just saying.
What have y'all seen Jada in? That's the question.
That I've only ever seen her in Scream 2, Demon Knight, and if I have seen her in other things, then it's just passive in movies. I can't recall other roles that I'm like, that's a really good, mostly because Demon Knight's one of my favorite movies. But I don't. What else has she been in?
Well, I mean, I don't see black films according to Struggle, so I'm not going to comment.
Those two. Those two, but she's in some of the Matrix films.
Oh, right. Yep. Yes. That's true.
The Matrix. What was it?
Collateral.
Set it up. Was it Set It Off?
Yeah.
After Earth. Too.
I love Set It Off. That was a lot of fun back then. That was the one they're all bank robbers, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Menace
fun.
to Society.
Yeah, she's
right.
Thank you.
So yeah.
She's just been in a lot, but what is like a role she's been as a lead in?
She's mostly been like a love interest.
Yeah.
Bonzo's here back when Jada was still clingy to a little sanity. Oh,
what is with all the Jada slander? Oh my God.
D Movie Man, restore some Jada sanity, please. What's going on here? Are you a Jada fan?
Oh, I'll definitely say that. Definitely back then, starting with what was that, Low Down Dirty Shame. I had a huge crush on
Nutty Professor.
For a long.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Friday
Okay.
night at 8.
Back. And you're right. She's mostly love interest.
She might be my mate. That would be so great.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
I haven't seen that since I was.
I'm not.
And yes, and that as well. That Professor, Set It Off. This film, Jason's lyric. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Don't forget the '90s, man. How much in demand she was. Yeah, she was huge. They never explain why Jane and Omar Epps got killed.
They literally explain it at the police station.
Yeah.
Rocket King, Nikki, come on.
What happened at the
Tell-
police station? Tell us what
The
happened.
whole scene when they're at the police station talking about the victims, and the officer says, "Cece, is that her real name?" And that's when Gail circles the names on the little board, and they connect the names and two to the victims in one.
In one, yep.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, Dane.
Ah.
D, Tyra, cool to see you both on here together.
Yeah, hi, Sid.
Hey.
Randy was simping hard on her.
Yeah.
Yep. He
On her
was.
heart. Yeah, she was. I like Scream 2, Jaime says. It's got some good suspenseful scenes and the writing is solid.
I agree.
Same
There you
writers
go.
for one. Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in this movie. She was in everything back then.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I have much love for Scream 2. And funny enough, I saw this first before Scream.
Same.
I mean, didn't the black actress live in this one? At least
No, Haley dies in a very
Yeah.
stupid way.
Oh,
in the police car, right?
out on the street.
Oh, God.
So stupid.
Oh, I thought she
That
lived.
makes absolutely no. You would literally have to, in the 4 seconds it takes them to run down the block. Ghostface would have had to climb out the car, silently climb out the car.
That was good though.
Go all the way around the block and kill Haley. That
And
was
then get killed. Yeah. Stupid. That was I'm with you on that one. That was bad. I like them getting out of the car. That was nice. That was
Yeah, I was gonna say that part had me.
Yeah.
It was a moment when I was younger. I was like, oh.
yeah, that was done pretty good.
Spence.
Okay, Tom, who I don't know why I wasn't invited. You know, Tom, you can't be invited to everyone, all right? we got to share the love, man. Tom hates the new Scream movies.
Oh, with Ortega in them.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring you in a minute after we get through 3, bro. Scream 5 and 6 never happened. You shut up, you. You shut up. You shut up, you. Okay, any closing thoughts on Scream 2 from 1997? King Nikki.
I love Scream 2. I don't think it deserves any slander. I think it is, especially the fact that they churned it out so fast. Literally, Scream was 96. Scream 2 was 97. Of course, it's some issues, like I said, logic issues and such. But I think this is actually really solid. I like what they do with Nev Campbell's character here. I like what they do with Gail's character. I like what they do with Dewey's character here, which Dewey and Gail are two characters that I feel like get stagnant later on. But
Yes.
I thought this was pretty much peak Scream and being meta. And like Paulie said earlier, even going into how Hollywood capitalizes on tragedy. If Sydney is just now going to college, look how fast they would have had to churn the Stab movie out after that tragedy. So I think this is pretty much the peak of them continuing to actually have something to say about horror, about film. And the whole third sequence, I feel like Scream for me is pretty iconic for its third act when the killer reveals themselves and they go a little crazy. And that whole third act in the movie theater I thought was really good. Even the scene where Dewey and Gail gets attacked and Dewey dumbass like falls down the steps because he gets hit in the head with the knife, and we think Dewey is dead and Gail is in a little soundproof room, and I think it all works actually pretty well in my opinion. I love Scream 2.
Also, too, we see, you know, a kind of a recovering Dewey, and the first time we saw him run, I was like, what's going
Oh, leave
What's
Dewey
going on?
alone. Leave Dewey alone.
Yeah, I had to say it. I was like,
He had a pinched nerve.
What's going
Yeah,
the killer went that way. Let's go.
He's my husband's least favorite character because he watched all of them for the first time last year. He hates all the Screams. He doesn't like any of them, and he just every time Dewey was on, he just the biggest sigh.
I love Dewey. I love
I
Dewey.
do too. No, do we hate?
To me, this has never been like my franchise. I like the first one.
I know it was the reason I didn't like you, Tyra.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean,
we're getting
it's
salty.
a really decent horror franchise. It's just never been my thing. Like, I like the first one. I can, live with the second one. The rest of them, I could leave.
The other thing I was going to say is that I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I thought it was interesting that they had Rebecca Gayheart in this. It's the one of the sorority sisters with the really big curly hair. She was also an Urban Legend.
Mhm.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar was also in I Know What You Did Last Summer. So
Yeah,
that was interesting. They had some actresses or people that were also tied to other like horror films around that same exact time.
Well, I think it was probably coincidental because all of those teen slashers came after Scream. So I think it was probably coincidental because if memory serves, Scream 2 came out before Urban Legend and before I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, they were trying to continue the momentum of the teen slasher trope. Yeah. Yeah.
And Nikki, don't be acting new. You know I'm an 80s horror person. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I still need to know your top three. Your top three.
I mean, there's no I like Night of the Comet, Night of the Creeps,
Okay.
the Cujos, The Shining, The Thing, Fright Night, Hellraiser franchise. I like everything.
Okay, cool. The Thing is one of my favorite. It's the reason why I got into special effects. Still holds up to this day. The Shining too. I'm a big King head, so anything Stephen King, especially during that time, adapted to film is great. Yeah.
See, I just made you watch Cujo. Tell the people I'll be helping you make
Cujo
you.
is great.
I saw Cujo in the theater.
I don't like
Don't
Stephen
age yourself,
King,
Holly.
so.
I saw everything in the theater, man. That Cujo in the theater, just with Dee Wallace.
Yes. Oh,
Man,
The Howling. That's good effects. Like, it's good stuff. It's the 80s. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Physical effects, CGI is crap. CGI
she gets mentioned in
makes
Scream
me
in the first Scream.
So mad all the time.
Dee Wallace got mentioned in the first Scream.
Most definitely.
Didn't they watch The Howling?
No, they were watching Halloween in the first Scream.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Oh, The Howling."
They were talking about in the movie store when Randy is having a conversation and the girl says, "What's the movie with E.T.'s mom?" And Randy's like, "The Howling."
See how you just remember that child?
Yeah, 80s
So
horror
good,
definitely
Nikki.
is the peak.
How come when I tease Nikki, she gets all flustered? But, here you got Tyra comes in and goes, see the Tyra, and she's all like,
Well, it's a little creepy when there's a faceless person. That's
right.
A horror movie.
That's right. Watch you, Nikki. I'll fall asleep.
E.T.'s mom.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Scream effect. It ruined horror. We're gonna get to that. We will get to that.
Well,
No Wes, no Scream. Come on, Tom.
That's true.
Right,
No, he's
That's
got
not
a fair
true.
point there. No,
That's-
he
no,
does.
I don't want. No. You have new news on the latest one, Nadia, for us.
No, I'm just disappointed that Christopher Landon didn't get that he walked because I
He
thought
did
Happy
walk a
Death
lot. A
Day
lot of
1
people.
and 2.
We'll
was
talk
really good
about
at-
that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to rewatch these tonight. It's been a while. I did that this last 3 nights, Tamika. I had a great time. Plus, I saw this new horror film called The Coffee Table. Oh my God. Tyra, you got to see The Coffee Table.
The coffee table.
The scary movie franchise is more my jam.
I have never seen any of the scary movies.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think it would hold up for me now.
I don't think they'll hold up.
The first scary movie is a really good movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. All right. Well,
Good comedy.
Sin's Corner, 80s horror is some of the best. Even the terrible 80s horror.
Right, Sin? Sin be known.
And Dane C comes in with $2. Know-it-all Nikki. Wow.
I don't know it all, but when it comes to movies, I know my shit.
No, she knows her horror stuff.
Thank you, Dane C.
That's Struggle's job. That's on her channel.
I am. Thank you, Dainty.
Gracias, Dainty. Listen, everyone, we are multi-streaming on various channels. Do me a favor right now and make sure you're subscribed to D, the Movie Man, Nadia, as well as King Nikki. I have the links right now. Okay, here you go. There's Nadia's YouTube channel. It's new. You're doing horror every Tuesday with Tuesday new horror news, and then King Nikki, there's her channel, and D, the Movie Man. Thank you guys for joining me. Really appreciate it. And oh yeah, their struggles.
Thank you.
Whatever. Okay, so yes, and I want to remind you guys watching this, we're gonna be doing these every Friday where we pick an IP and kind of pick it apart and have fun with it. So
Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3.
say that again.
Oh, Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3. Sorry,
Oh.
Struggle. I feel like
Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3.
The first
Wow.
Leprechaun is pretty solid, but do Nightmare on Elm Street next, Polly.
Do not. Okay,
Yeah.
did I write that down? Leprechaun and which one?
1, 2, and 3.
Well, we'll just write Leprechaun.
There's I don't know how many
Don't
are
do
there.
Leprechaun.
There's like 10.
And then
Yeah.
what's the? Oh, you just want the first three? Okay, one,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
and Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah.
And then do Hellraiser.
So here's
Ooh,
what we got. So
Hellraiser's a good one. Yeah, Struggle. You and I. Okay.
let me.
I like your choices.
You guys can be on each other's streams. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Here's what I just off the top of this list, we got everything from Equalizer, Hangover, Predators, Chucky, On Bach, Godzilla, Superman, Chris Reeves, Men in Black, Creed, Born Identity, Romero's Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Muppets, Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, Taken. I mean, we're gonna go through all these, and what we'll do with the panelists is you guys are always invited back, but we're gonna keep rotating as well, because not everyone can do Lord of the Rings. Sorry,
Please have me
not
on for
everyone
Harry
can do
Potter.
Halloween.
Please
No.
have me on for Harry Potter if you can't see my
I
Harry
see
Potter
that.
behind
I
me.
see
Yes.
that.
Well, if we're doing that, I have the Return of the Living Dead here.
See, now all of a sudden, look at you. See how this goes, Fletcher? You see how this goes? You see?
Yeah.
They
That's a
start-
solid poster, though. That's a really
let me
solid
see your
poster.
poster. 28 days.
I do have 28 days.
Oh, 28 Days is another trilogy you can do.
Nightmare on Elm
Yeah.
Street. She actually has the Elm Street sign.
Yes, I do. And,
I love
This
your
is-
Leonardo DiCaprio. It's so good.
and all the way at the bottom, that's Demon Knight.
Wow. I'd say so. All right. Very cool. And then how about you? What do you got?
I have Harry
Well,
Potter.
what
and then
happened?
I
You're
have
on the dark.
hold on one
Uh-oh.
second. Let me turn my light back on. It was okay. So I've got a bunch of Harry Potter stuff, but then I have all my horror comics here, a bunch of Joe Hill stuff, and then Legos. And, oh, my best friend got this for me this past Christmas.
Oh.
It's nice.
A little
I love
ornament.
that.
So
Well, we're glad you're here for the Scream one.
Yes.
I got
And then I-
all 4 sets of claws. LOL. All right,
And
Tom.
then- I'm ready for Sunday.
Sunday, man. Who's doing a stream? Who's doing it?
Right after every episode, I have a panel going.
Y'all watching House of Dragon?
Somebody just told me to watch it. I gotta watch it. I've never seen it.
You're like the unhappiest YouTuber on this
Oh, man.
tonight. What's going on?
I gotta watch it.
I've never
Wait,
seen
hold on,
it.
hold on.
Paul, I have to
hold on,
watch it.
hold on. All right. Fletcher, can you do Struggle's voice now? Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but they don't pay me to watch this stuff. And that stuff in my subscribers
And you know
pay
it.
me to watch
You
it,
know
and
it.
I would watch it.
Thank you.
But these cheap fools, they ain't pay for
Thank
that.
you.
But maybe
Thank you.
I'll just do a live stream. But they ain't
Might.
live streaming that much. But I'm
Might.
gonna do it because they told me to do it.
Might.
Yo, he got you down, Tyra.
I'm glad you know. Okay. Most of the stuff I watch is because somebody paid me to watch it. Thank you.
I mean, I don't disagree with her. I get it. I would only watch if people paid me to. Yeah, why not? But
There you go.
somebody in the chat said hashtag Team Black. I'm definitely hashtag Team Black.
Right.
Just
What an oppressed soul you are to actually be paid
Yeah.
to watch a freaking movie or television show. I have no sympathy for you, girl. No sympathy.
Well, you know, like I can't do that if like 85% of my content is paid. What do you want me to do? That's what I watch.
85% of my content is paid, Popper. I don't just come on Instagram because, I don't come on YouTube just because of YouTube. You got to pay me.
Thank you, Fletcher. Thank you.
Somebody
know.
That's
Thank
how
you.
know. So you gotta-
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Watch House of Dragons.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna check it out. I thought that I needed to watch all of the Game of Thrones, but I
No.
heard that it's a prequel, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't need to know that. Okay.
Well, watch the first season of House of
yeah, you
Dragons.
got to watch the first season. You do for the
Yeah.
new season.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you, Mike Has Bad Knees. We love the super chats. They help keep all our channels running and going. Let's play a fun. Everyone loves a Mexican midget. Right, D-Man?
What?
Toma, way.
D-Man, for some,
Hey,
it was like,
hey, Nikki,
for
are you
certain, he was
bored?
Like, I don't
Nikki.
know what kind of live stream you have over here.
You bored?
Like the live midget.
Damn,
Hold
Nikki.
up. Hold
Nikki.
up.
Wake up.
Listen.
Nikki's awake. Okay.
Nikki was not awake.
Wait a minute.
Nikki,
I was
this is
awake.
Nikki.
I was looking at my phone. I was very much awake.
Nikki, were you shopping for Japanese sharp knives?
Ooh,
Yes,
well,
that's exactly what I was doing.
You know what? This whole section gets a big bigote because bigotes slap it hard.
Thank you, Dane. See, I see you showing me love. They don't get it, okay? I know what's up.
Listen. I mean, just in this course of this 10 minutes here, I made you a bunch of dollars.
Yes.
I hope you're happy.
I am.
I think it's fantastic. I just don't know why you came in all crabby.
I am not. Well, Polly, I was just streaming before I got on here. I came here to support you.
Where's my sad music at? Where's my sad music at? Dane, see, we don't have sad music. We do have a lowrider though.
The low rider is a little higher.
That's racist. I hope so. D, are you ever gonna come back to our channel?
the possibility is there. Yes.
I thought he was going to say the possibility is slim.
Don't fall off your chair, Struggles.
Look at me.
Oh, that wasn't you?
Normally the lives are really organized.
Smart, Nadia. Very smart. She went fucking off camera. Wait, was that a Barbie?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
I like giving us the finger. She's giving us the finger. She has
giving us the finger.
Because I feel like I'm the only one on the planet that liked the Barbie movie, and I was sick of everybody giving me shit about it. So this is my favorite Avatar.
That's not true. That's not true. A lot of people. You know, my mom and my sister liked it a lot. There you go.
Okay, 3 people.
Yeah, 3 people. And Mike Has Bad Knees, who's a member of my channel as well.
Never coming back.
13 months. In regards to D Movie Man, he's never coming back. It's because of my pale lighting, right? I think I look tan as shit. guys are so mean.
Nice, Polly.
Anyways, must control, must regain composure. Hope I know you guys in the chat are having a blast because we're having some fun on a Friday night. So I want to thank the panel. Fletcher, where are we with the let's see where we're at with the
poll?
With the poll. Which is your favorite Scream movie? 75% Scream 1, 8% 2, 8% 3, 10% Scream
Wait a
5
minute,
with Jenna.
somebody did 3? Wow.
Wow, right? Speaking of, here we go, guys, with the final of the 3 that we're covering. Scream 3, 2000, the year 2000. The most terrifying Scream is always the last. Let me read this little synopsis for you guys. The last installment in the Scream original trilogy is set in Hollywood, where Stab 3 is being shot, with Gale Weathers and Dwight Riley on set as advisors to Jennifer Jolie. Unfortunately, a killer decides to off the cast in the order of the screenplay, and only Sidney Prescott, now in hiding until the killer tracks her down, can solve the riddle. Okay. Who wants to start first?
I'll
Hated
start
it.
because I
Terribly.
might be the
But
only
worst
person on the planet, but I love Scream 3. I
one.
loved it when I saw it in theaters, and I was very shocked to get on Beyonce's internet and discover that everyone hates Scream 3. I love Scream 3.
Horrible movie,
I
niggas.
love the opening sequence with Cotton. I love the voice changer machine.
Ugh.
I love this movie. I love them filming the Stab movie. I think the dialogue is still very witty. When the guy gets killed and the director is like, hey, do you guys think this has anything to do with the movie? He was making a movie called Stab. He was Stab. I love the dialogue. I love Scream 3. And I may be the only person on the planet, but I don't care.
I think you are. It's okay. It's okay.
So now we know where all those votes came for Scream 3. Nikki was not falling asleep. She was in the background creating like Chinese accounts on Instagram to get all the votes in for Scream 3.
I don't have much for this film. This is the worst film in the entire franchise to me. I hate Scream 3. It's what turned me off from really rewatching and investing in the series even further. It's really subpar. It's terrible. I hate it. That's all I got.
Jesus
Damn,
Christ.
hate?
I hate it. It's a terrible movie, Nikki.
Jesus.
You brought up the voice changer. I hate all of that.
I love the voice changer.
D, the movie man. Go next. And yeah. Try not to interrupt him, please. What do you got there? A hanky? A handkerchief? Yeah, right there.
No, this is my towel I use to wipe my camera off every time I get on.
D, what did you think? We're losing it. Let's get through this.
We are. I would say Scream 3 for me was about as enjoyable as Gail's bangs.
Wait a minute. Hold on there. What'd you say?
Oh. I love the connective.
Oh gosh. Like I understand, and some people say this. I don't know if this is the intention or not. Like, I'm not mad at the idea of maybe trying to lean into the Hollywood angle, into like a little more campy elements, a little cheese. Like, I get that part, but for me, and I don't know if bore is the word, but I don't bore easily. But when there's a weird disconnect I can feel when I watch film, and I'm kind of like my wheels are spinning in my head, and I'm kind of like, okay. And I can feel myself winding down. And as I was watching this, it was just kind of like, it's not quite there for me. And it's I wouldn't go so far to say it's terrible, but it has this really strange straight to video cheap vibe to it that I didn't really care for. It just didn't have the same kind of, it didn't pack a punch to me. It's like, all right, let's get another one out. Let's catch it.
Ugh, terrible.
Nadia.
Yes. Oh.
What are you doing?
That's not Nadia.
It is not.
Oh, okay. Scream 3 is dog shit. I would have loved to have the Scream 3 that we originally were supposed to get. We actually were supposed to get a Scream 3 with Stu coming back as the killer. The problem was the writing was switched to three different hands. They had to film around Nev's schedule, because she was on a TV show at the time, so she was only available to film within 3 weeks. Script was turned around within 6 weeks, which is a big red flag. And the studio told them they wanted to change it from Woodsboro to Los Angeles because of the Columbine shooting that had just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to move from a small town feel to the city, and no teenagers. And they wanted to focus more on comedy to lighten it up. That's why, if you look, a lot of less gore, not very close-ups on the killings. You usually see like a stabbing off screen, and then you'll see like somebody covered in blood. And originally it was supposed to be 2 killers that they changed to 1, which you can see the issues with, because sometimes Ghostface shows up and there is no possible way for him to be in this place and then in this place in the next minute. So it actually was supposed to be 2 killers, but it was changed to 1 at the last minute. So again, it is dog shit. It is the worst one. Sorry, Nikki.
Yes,
I get
is.
it.
Listen,
I like terrible movies too. I get it.
And I'm like, is it the same? It's a completely different tone from the first 2 Scream movies, 100%. But I have so much fun with this movie. Is it on the level of the first 2? No, but we're 3 movies in. How many franchises? I mean, franchises turn to crap by the 3rd movie most times. I think this is actually really fun. I love that 3rd act. I love Roman and her brother and still tying in with Sydney's mom, but Sydney mama just did shit. Like everything goes back to Sydney mama. Everybody mad at Sydney mama. So I like that we went back to that with Scream 3. I think this movie is really fun. I like the campiness. I love the officer we have. I thought he was a good little red herring, always making it seem like he was very suspicious. I like Scream 3. I think the franchise should have ended here.
I would have loved to see what they would have went through if they had kept the original writer, Kevin Williamson, and brought Stu back as the killer.
I think bringing Stu back is the dumbest idea possible. You had a TV. You talking about it didn't make sense that Ghostface was popping up places. It doesn't make sense that a TV falls on Stu's head and somehow he's secretly alive. Like, who kept him alive? They're in a small town. Who, like, did the coroner just hold him somewhere secretly? Like,
apparently he was supposed to like
Stu pop up in the new installment. I will be hyped. Like, Stu is Stu. I would love to see him come back. That'll be the most unexpected thing. I will be like, oh my goodness, it's Stu. I would love that.
It doesn't make any sense.
No matter at this point.
D-Man.
These movies.
Oh no, I want to see what Nadia was about to say about what it was supposed to be.
Oh, he was supposed to come back missing eye because the TV took it, and he was arrested and jailed and like let go for some reason. But yeah, and there was still supposed to be 2 killers. I don't remember exactly who they were going to team him up with again, but or it could have been the same thing with the brother and Stu. But yeah, I would have loved to seen it. I can now see why they lighten it up with the comedy because of the whole Columbine thing happening at the same time. But it would have been really cool to kind of keep the same tone at the first and the second one. But again, I understand you like bad movies. It's okay, Nikki. It's okay. Sorry.
Well, I said that I was going to throw a bomb at you guys.
Oh boy.
I actually love this film.
I love you,
Really, Polly?
Polly got some sense.
Listen, I rewatched it.
Okay.
So here's my experience with 3. I hated it when it came out. I think I saw it maybe a year or 2 ago. It was like, it was all right. For whatever reason, I like I said, I saw the first one a couple days ago, second one yesterday, and then the third one a little bit last night, and then finished today. I listen. It's got a lot of flaws. It's too long. Some of the things that you guys mentioned, it suffered, but I actually think what it had to say about Hollywood at the time, and it was a very, very. I mean, it was like Me Too before Me Too. It was really swinging big on that, and I thought I did a great job because it was it was talking about uh, uh, Sydney's mom and her origin, her past, and I thought that was fantastic.
I agree.
Of course.
I like the whole device, and I realize it's very like. I liked it a little extra more because of knowing the business so much that it was almost too in-house. What's that word they use? Baseball baseball talk. It was almost
Inside baseball.
too inside baseball in regards to the movie industry. I like movies like that. I like it when movies take the piss out of the movie industry. So I really like that. I like Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, I enjoyed it way more. Definitely better than four. Four is probably the worst one. So a lot more enjoyable than what I thought.
Still 3.
I want to clarify something. The Stab movie was still supposed to be
What's with the hand, dude?
set piece. I use it when I'm on streams and there's like 8 people talking.
Oh, that's not right.
There we go. So Stab was still supposed to be like the main piece of 3. It was just changed from being filmed actually in Woodsboro to Los Angeles. Like the setting of Los Angeles was new.
And thank you. Parker Posey was brilliant as Gale.
This is her film. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Parker Posey, when she first meets, there's a lot of funny dialogue in this film. When she first meets Gale, she's like, "Oh my God, I've been your character for 2 years. I feel like I'm in your head." And she goes, "That's why I get those fucking headaches."
Right.
I thought that was great. I love stuff like that. Anyways, sorry, not sorry. Tyra?
I said nothing.
I see your face. Well, Sydney's mom is a Zora after all. You guys know what a Zora is?
No.
Look it up.
Asking a Kate. I don't know.
Look it up. Ask Google.
Oh my gosh.
Look it up. Ask Google. Google that. Mick Stumpy in Scream 3 is enough to make this film a hard pass. LOL. Anakin, not Vader, had fun with Scream 3, far from perfect, but I didn't hate it. Exactly. It's exactly my experience. Scream 3 was the first film I remember advertising the extras, deleted scenes, and extended scenes. Oh, okay. The Secret Brother was the dumbest part of the film.
Oh.
You know what? I thought he sold it, man.
I agree.
I bought it. And I bought that. I bought it. I bought it. And I love that he was a director because there was always someone with the camera since Scream 1. I'm sorry.
And
Nikki,
to put it in context, at the time this came out, he was such a good Ghostface because he was like the nice guy. He was on Felicity. He always played a really nice, wholesome character. So for him to be Ghostface, I loved it. And I agree with what Paulie said about everything they said with Hollywood and what happened to the mom in Milton's basement with all the producers. And even the girl who got to play Sydney, she's like, "I didn't F that pig Milton for this part for nothing."
Dude.
Like all of that in here.
Yeah.
I love
Emily Mortimer. And Carrie Fisher made a cameo.
Yes, she did.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it. I
And
loved
you
it.
can tell
But
the Columbine played a part because Sydney gives a speech where she's like, "You know why you killed? Take some responsibility." Like you could tell they tied all of that into the movie.
Oh, Nikki, that's a good point. They also wanted to remove themselves a little bit from one because of Stu and Bill. speech at the end where they're like blaming TVs and violent movies and stuff. Because that was such a big thing in the news with Columbine at the time. So
Because they were
that's
talking about the Matrix. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, the fifth wall comes in, the $1.99, showing horror love from the chat.
Thank you, Kay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, fifth wall. Beyonce has her own internet.
That's what I hear.
We finished the poll, guys, and here are the winners. 75% Scream, the original. 10% Scream 5 with Jenna. 7% Scream 2. 7% Scream 3. Excuse me. Thank you guys for voting. Feels like I was gonna sneeze. Any last words on Scream 3?
It doesn't deserve the hate. Scream 4 needs the hate. I hate Scream 4.
I mean,
yeah, 4 is pretty rough too.
It's just
that's terrible. That's unwatchable.
Oh, I agree. I
That's
feel like at least with Scream 3, Scream 3 to me can at least be considered a so bad it's good movie, like a bad movie you can have fun with. Scream 4, I literally can't even stomach a viewing. It's the only Scream movie that I would just completely skip. And I don't really care for 5 or 6, but I will completely just skip 4.
I feel 4 would hit better nowadays because of the whole storyline influence of trying to be famous, because that's such a big thing nowadays with influencers and stuff. Maybe they could write it out a little bit better. That storyline. I think it was before its time when it was released.
I think you know what? I think that's why I digged 3 a little bit more this time around. Because I like what it was having to say about everything about Hollywood. And I thought it was hilarious.
So it deserves a rewatch, Paulie.
No, you stay your hating ass away from Scream 3.
I mean, can't easy,
Somebody
easy,
stand
Nikki,
stroke
easy,
$50 to cover it.
easy. Listen.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to play like something, I don't know. What do I got here, Fletcher?
I tried. See what happened? I try to be nice to you.
I need a peaceful,
You know I love
video.
you, Tara.
Fletcher, help me out here. I got Fletcher's
see.
useless.
But I always thought Scream 4 had a good motive. I just don't like the movie. First of all, Jill as Ghostface is the dumbest thing ever. That little toothpick cannot kill nobody. That was just the most ridiculous thing I ever saw in my life. And I didn't like the core friend group. And everyone who really loved Kirby, what the hell does Kirby do in the whole movie besides can't stop at a stop sign correctly and her Ghostface call? That's all she does the whole movie. I have no idea why people love her so much.
That's why I think if they would write it for now, like if they started with 4 now, it would fit better because of the storyline. But I agree, better casting choices.
Brian McCann says there's only one Scream 3.
Yes,
Funny enough, a couple of months ago, I saw the Scream parody musical that came into Vegas, and that was fun. It's a musical based off the first one, beat by beat of story, both music.
Brian, I got your joke, man. I got your joke. Thanks, brother. Member of the channel. Thank you. Okay, we're wrapping this up. This has been wonderful stuff. Thank you guys for, obviously there's 3 other Scream movies. But what has happened recently, you had the 2 stars of the last 2 Scream movies fired, libeled, and the other one quit. That's my dog. It's all right, baby. Oh, he needs to take a pill. That's why he's coughing like that. And the director walked, but it seems as if they got Kevin Williamson back to write a new Scream, correct?
Yep. Which he did the first 2 with Craven, so
could
be good.
What do you guys think the future is? Because Hollywood never surprises us. There'll be more Screams. What's the future of this franchise?
I want it to die.
Yep.
I'll be honest. I want to.
Yeah.
And my thing is, though, I feel like Scream is not the same as other franchises. Of course, we have 50, 100 Fast and the Furious and tons of Nightmare on Elm Street, but this is a franchise that's based in having something to say about horror. They don't have anything else to say at this point. So I feel like we need to give it a break. Let some more horror come out. Let some new trends happen so we have something to say. I will say I don't agree with like the hate that Nev Campbell has gotten. I completely agree with like the hate against Spyglass, but Nev Campbell built this franchise. She was with this franchise from the beginning. I get why she would jump back on, but I think we need to just be done. I really do. I'm so like I can't, especially that mess that was Scream 5. Scream 6. Like, no, we need to let it go.
D Movie Man.
Yeah, I think.
Let me ask you this before. Did you see the last two?
Yes.
Okay. So with that,
the issue with me is that I think along with everything else that's been said about what the original, trilogy, or even just the first film, if you want to say that, what it did, I just feel like even now, what made those films work was at least the realism and the threat of what could be happening to these people, and the very real, very intense threat of Ghostface and what he represented, and just this feeling of him being everywhere and not knowing where he's going to come. And I feel like once we start getting into territory where characters can get knifed up like multiple times and still survive, and still you don't really care about grounding this in something. I understand it's a film, but like the whole point was that this was grounded in some reality. You could just be at home minding your business and something horrible unimaginable could happen like this, and in a small town, or to the point. So I just think the fact that they're now turning this into this big city spanning, gun, it's now Ghostface with the guns, and it's now like all these other things. It's just like it needs to, as was said, like if you can't make it about or get back to the roots of what it was, then just leave it alone and find something else to do, because it just gets more and more diluted and further away from what it represented in the first place.
Struggles, you awake?
Yes.
Just give me a friendly little nudge, my friend.
And then I agree with Nikki and Dee. I think the films have said everything they could say. I don't know where they would take it. I know with Scream 6, the opening was really interesting. I really had high hopes that they were doing something completely different, and I was invested from that opening, and then they just kind of threw that away and proceeded to do what they always do, and I'm not interested in seeing it anymore. I don't think there's anywhere else left to take this franchise, and they should just stop.
Yeah, that opening to 6 had a lot of promise.
He did. I was excited. They stepped on it. As soon as he came in the store with that gun, I was like, what the hell?
And Nadia.
I pretty much agree with the panel. I would like to see. I was very excited when Christopher Landon was on for 7, because I thought we could potentially go back to the roots of it. But I don't. I say one more and maybe just give Sydney the final out. I don't see this going past 7. I don't think they should.
What do you think they could say about
what's the final out for like Sydney?
I don't know what kind of out, because they've given her multiple outs, and
correct.
The only reason why she wasn't in 6 was because of contract issues with money. So if Nev's willing to come back, I would say let's just do 7, just balls to the wall, go all out with just, I don't know, just go crazy with it, and then just end it there. No reboots, no recasting of the original cast, none of that. Just let it end with 7, and we're done.
All right. Struggles, got a super chat?
Yeah, the TV shows.
I've heard that.
Nah, the worst Scream is the MTV Scream series. I've never watched that.
It's bad. Don't waste your time.
I've never seen
Watch
it
House of Dragon. Don't watch that.
Yeah.
I saw it. I had between this and I think they did one for I Think I Know What You Did last summer. I think they both had like series out around the same time. I tried to watch. I was like, oh no, these are terrible, and I didn't even bother to watch this one.
I feel like the only one that translated well is Ash versus Evil Dead as a TV show from an IP very well. Even Chucky to me, the first season was okay. I think it's all right.
Yeah, the Evil Dead show is good.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid one.
Dragon movie guy, I'm boycotting New Scream until they bring back Melissa Barrera.
They're never bringing her
They're
back.
not going
It's
to.
not going to
No.
happen.
Yeah,
No.
it's
That's-
not.
I don't think she wants to. She wants to come back.
That's what I'm saying. Like
So,
with 5 and 6, because it was Jenna Ortega and Melissa's like storyline, and that's done. They're not coming back.
Correct.
So if you got to do a 7, just
Yeah.
at this point, I would kill Sydney off. To be honest, at this point,
kill Gail. Gail need to die.
yeah, that's too.
And I love and I
President
love
do for
Gail.
6. Yeah.
I think if they brought it back, it needs to be no legacy characters whatsoever. Just start over.
Or
Ghostface is forever, like Chucky.
But I don't know if rebooting it in current times would do so well, because what Dee was saying of the times of less cell phones, of people not being glued to social media and things. I know 4 kind of plays into that a little bit, but I don't think they would capture rebooting it with the magic, especially with Craven not around. So
I'm saying this now, but if there's a enticing trailer with Neve doing something interesting, I'll probably go see it. But I was really disappointed in Spyglass. It was pretty disgusting, what they said and did in regards to Melissa.
yeah,
Melissa's always proven herself to be a classy celebrity, and she continues that. And we chronicled it here, which is why I'm with Melissa. That being said, I love these films. These were great. I remember, along with Scary Movie, we would me and the cousins. It was either Thanksgiving or around the beginning of the year that the new one would come out, and we would always hang out, eat, celebrate, and then go see a scary movie or go see Scream. So but I am blown away of once again just how amazing that first one was.
Mm-hmm.
But Hollywood being Hollywood, they needed more. That first one really just, it was Reservoir Dogs for slasher films.
Yep.
That's how I see it. So, okay, guys. Any closing thoughts on anything that you guys would like to discuss in regards to Scream? Anyone on the panel?
I would just like to say that Randy's line from the second film, after he's asked what his favorite scary movie is, and he says Showgirls.
Right. That's right. Blumhouse should buy Scream IP. Blumhouse should do it.
That is so amazing. What are you guys doing?
I wish someone else would buy it though.
Yeah.
Just
Blumhouse or A24.
No, not A24. Jesus, no.
I always got some vendetta against A24.
Please.
Lord.
What do you have against A24?
It doesn't like any A24 films.
No.
None?
Not even one.
Then if A24 gets it, Scream will be some slow paced, like emotional.
Didn't you watch The Witch? Didn't I tell you? Did you enjoy The Witch?
I did like The Witch. I did like The Witch.
Okay, that's the one.
Give me something.
But I can't with the Midsummer.
Give me a second,
and
guys. Be right back.
Hereditary and no.
I like The
No.
Green Knight. That's one of my favorites. Men was
Like,
a little
that's why
over.
I think the franchise should take a break. Like we did toxic fandoms, we did requels, and we already covered everything there is to cover. And it's like Paulie said with the first one, Scream set a trend. Everybody came behind Scream trying to do what they did. No one is coming behind Scream 4 and 5 and 6 and trying to do, like, you have a certain legacy in this space, and I feel like they're ruining their legacy, and it's like they don't even know what their legacy is at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
It would be nice to see a new, like, really life-altering slasher. We haven't had like a slasher in like
In a
staying power
violent-
slasher.
In a Violent Nature was pretty good. It was
From the killer's perspective.
Yeah, killer's perspective. It was the breakdown of the slasher. I thought it was interesting. It was definitely a new take on it.
Is there room for a franchise?
Potentially, maybe. I mean, there's potential room for anything to be franchised nowadays. Maybe. No. You know what? No. Nope. Never mind. No. Now that I think of it, no.
Talk yourself out of it.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking of it like how it. No, they'll ruin it with a sequel. Never mind. Yeah, I would love to see a new slasher. I think it's rotating back to holiday slashers with like Thanksgiving. What did we have? Another one.
Well, I guess Terrifier would qualify as a new slasher.
Yeah, I hate those movies.
Really?
I watched the first one and I had to ask everybody I know who loves it, who hurt you if you love those movies?
I love Terrifier.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you in your life?
Several.
Wait. We don't have that kind of time. All right, Nadia.
I did like the Winnie the Pooh blood and movies. From a filmmaker point of view, because I've been on those. I'm like, oh, I can see where this is going. I can understand.
Okay. I got something for you guys.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
Movie man's like, no.
Oh no, not the coffee table.
Is this the preview?
It is.
Oh, I don't watch trailers. I'll exit for a second.
Y les aseguro que esta mesa, por diseño y por su nivel, les va a cambiar la vida a mejor. Les va a aportar felicidad al hogar. Es una mierda.
A ver, usted nos ve felices gracias a la puta mesita. ¿Usted cree que nos está aportando felicidad?
¿Tú estás por la mesita, en serio? ¿Qué está pasando?
So I'm a little disappointed in this trailer because I expected it to be like Rubber, where it's a fire. So I expected
Rubber.
like an evil
Inanimate object.
Yeah.
Like the sofa, the couch,
It's moving, stomps on people or trips them over. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'll check it out.
I'll tell you right now, it tells you nothing about the story, which is
I'm gonna say it's always the weird,
fantastic.
trailer. Like,
Okay.
I'll check it
Because
out.
I saw the movie first, and I just saw this trailer.
Doesn't tell you anything.
No.
Maybe I'll review it next because I just did the Watchers. I need a break.
Yeah. It's pretty disturbing. It's a very simple story. Anyways, cool. All right. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys and your time. Why don't we go around and let's start with Struggle. She's almost fallen asleep.
I knew it was coming.
I am not. Hello. Stop, Polly. Oh my gosh. Let me
She's like
shut
this.
up.
She's like this.
My chair goes back pretty far.
Okay. All right. Where am I? Who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about their channel?
Nikki.
Yeah.
Why you saying my name? Why did you call me? Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you, Paulie. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Right.
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Cumpleaños.
What's going? Wait. Say that again.
Cumpleaños.
Remember, you want people to go to your channel.
King Nikki TV, horror, thriller, suspense, no telenovas. I'm so sorry.
No, let me do it. Let me do it.
Who booked this person?
You did.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Hola, soy la Super King Nicky Televisión. Amamos las telenovelas. Sí, tenemos piñatas. Tenemos cumpleaños. Sí, somos del barrio y nos gustan las navajas de Japón. También nos gustan las películas de terror. Por favor, suscríbese.
bueno, no te olvides.
No te
¿Cómo?
olvides
¿Dónde está el baño?
la biblioteca,
La
Nicky.
biblioteca. Nachos.
what they said.
What they say? We're just talking about you.
Oh.
All right, go ahead. Tell with your Tolo Novolos.
What?
That's what you
Coming up on that channel, Nikki. Jesus.
Yeah, come on over to the channel, guys.
Nikki, I thought that when you moved, you got it all together and all stuff.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Hey,
D-man.
D.
D-man. D-man. No Espanol, please, D. Please.
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is the movie.
That's a hard act to follow.
Mm.
But yes, as I said before, my channel is dedicated to the love of film. I actually very recently had the opportunity to travel down south and check out the Atlanta Film Festival. So there were some films I got a chance to check out early and did reviews for, films that would be coming out very shortly, like Thelma and Sing Sing. I also shared my thoughts on the newest trailer for the adaptation of Wicked, as well as my thoughts on the first half of Bridgerton. Just watched the second half. I will definitely be having some thoughts to share on that, as well as some films from the Tribeca Film Festival as well. Please feel free to support, to like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. I would absolutely love to have you.
Nice.
Oh, dang. I actually have two channels in the link. One is the Inside All Day podcast, one that I run with my husband. We have two live streams going on where we're covering HBO's Carnival and HBO's House of the Dragon season 2. And then I have my horror channel where I drop horror news every Tuesday and I do movie breakdowns coming from somebody who worked in special effects for 13 years. So yeah, come on over and check it out. And thank you for having me on tonight to talk about Scream.
That's messed up.
Holly, what do you do? Where is everyone? What are you doing?
This is what happened late at night in LA.
It's terrible.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Showtime. Showtime time. Go.
Yeah. It's Tyra here with Struggle Reviews TV. Polly, would you please? Just be on the lookout for my recent lives. I will be going live next Tuesday to discuss Interview with the Vampire, and I'll also be going live that following Friday to discuss season 4 of The Boys. So be on the lookout for those, please, and thank you. Subscribe to my channel, support me. Yeah,
And my chair's really comfortable.
it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Fifth Wall. You got everyone's streams coming up there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. There you go. Let's bring you guys were incredible. A lot of fun tonight. Really appreciate you guys on a Friday night. We will be back. Yeah, let me
Yeah, Polly, I want to come back for Terminator and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, we will be back as a channel. Monday night, we have Alan Ning from Film Threat. We'll be talking, I'm sure, Acolyte and pop culture news and all that good stuff. Además, What else do we got? What else do we got, Fletcher?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a Monday show that's coming up later at night. But also, don't forget to please go to the latinoslant.com. We have fresh reviews and great interviews and a lot of stuff that's coming on right now. We have over the site actually has been redone, freshen up, and it looks great. All you have to do is sign up, send us your email. We don't sell it, we don't do anything, but send you awesome new content that's coming up every week in the new entertainment section. We cover music, we cover film, movies, and have a lot of great history stuff on there. So latinoslant.com.
Yeah, we're really proud of that channel, the website. It's it's our website now. Rotten Tomatoes film critics on there that we know and trust very well. Rosa Para, Alfredo Galindo from Mexico. He just put up an incredible retro movie review on the 1952 film Los Olvidados. And really, guys, if you're new to the slant and you want to kind of dig into the culture, hit our channel, our website, because our website, we really kind of like will give you those retro Latin American movie reviews, culture items, etc., etc. I want to thank all our panel here. You guys have been beautiful. Everyone in the chat, great laughs, everyone. I really appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you.
And yes, you'll be invited to which ones you guys want to do next. Absolutely.
And I actually do know Spanish. I just wanted to put that out there.
Go, Nikki, go.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, siete, 10. Look, I know.
And that has been tonight's episode of Sesame Street. Thank you.
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too.
That's right.
It's true. It's true. All of it.
Yep.
All of it. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a hard out. No closing credits, just a hard out. Guys, everyone wave. Good night. Thank you so much.
Hey guys.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day. Muchísimas gracias.